What is going on, guys? We are back with another episode in our Oklahoma City Nighthawks Relocation Fantasy Draft franchise. It's about to be Week 6, going up against the Dallas Cowboys, who are probably going to be tied with us at 4-1. I don't know if they've played any division rivals, but I believe we have beaten one division rival, so if we were to tie or win, I believe we would be atop of the division, at least at this point. Obviously, the football team they've kind of fallen apart a little bit. They've lost a couple of games in a row, and the Eagles have yet to win a single game. But speaking of ourselves, we've done pretty damn good for ourselves. Last week, or this week, if you will, until we go to next week, Gamble had easily his best game of his career. Over, 80% completion percentage with 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, nearing 300 yards, and there was no stat padding. It was actually the opposite of stat padding. He actually didn't really throw the ball at all. When we were up by a lot, we kind of just ran the game out. And obviously, we had some pick sixes. Drake Jackson got a dev up. It was a great week. Let's just keep it at that. Of course, don't worry about the relocation. We're not going to do that again. It's down to being a relocation, which making me a nothing. Breakout, no, and Dallas loses, actually, and football team loses, and Philly loses. Wow, okay, sure, sounds great to me. Let's see if we had any players of the week. Gamble was decent. We had a couple of pick sixes, you never know. And no, I seen those. I got excited. I seen the freaking birds. See purple bird, and I'm like, oh, it's us. And I was like, it's the damn Ravens. Of course, looking at the wrong side anyways, but thought maybe we had a chance that it was us. But regardless, still, it was a great week. Even though we didn't get acknowledged for it throughout the league, still happy with what happened. Obviously, looking at the team, no upgrades this point, but obviously we have the weekly strategy we have to do, but only until after we see the opposing team's roster. Obviously, we know the Cowboys a decent bit, but they might have added some players or something since we've seen them. Of course, Drake Jackson adds his name to the superstar defensive lineman list. Maddox, what are you doing? Just kidding, obviously. He's a rookie. He's just starting out. But let's take a look at the roster of Dallas in case, like I said, they added someone new, or maybe you're new to the series. This is a fantasy draft, obviously, so maybe you don't know that, who's on what. But, of course, it doesn't really help that they're super original with Dak Prescott. Love it, dude. Love it. Just like I would love it if you maybe left a like and subscribed. If you're new, of course, you're going to love it here. And if you're already subscribed, I appreciate your continued support. Obviously, these guys know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing. Of course, they need some new players. They've got some older wide receivers that are just regressing. They don't really have anyone that can burn outside of Will Fuller, which how long will that last? But the tight end spot, that guy has given us issues for so long, and it's going to probably continue again today. Rashawn Slater's probably going to make it where Drake Jackson's new superstar status means nothing. Laken Tomlinson is decent. Their center's pretty bad. Right guard's pretty damn great. Right tackle's really bad. Brian Burns usually has a decent time of it going against him. Trayvon Walker, obviously only getting better. 84 finesse, and he's a solid player. Looking at Montez Sweat, a very good player himself. DT, Deron Payne, insane talent. Rankin's not bad. Left outside linebacker, they have an injury to Keanu Neal, who's actually done pretty well against us himself, so glad to see that it's not that big of an injury, of course. Kenneth Murray, not terrible, and super speedy Carter. So they got really fast linebackers. This is a team that is really good on defense, as you could tell. They've got really good players. They got a lot of young players on top of it. It's just a very good team, simply put. Of course, if we're going to be defending against them, we're going to be going against the short pass. Obviously, they love to throw it short to Mark Andrews, and then he takes it, the distance, if you will. And then going against them, I really don't know. I think it's throw it short. They've got good players across the board. It is not an easy team to beat. Can't really run it against them inside or out. Can't really throw it to the right side of the field as much. The deep side, they've got a little bit of slowness to Ronnie, but we're not a great deep pass game team anyways, so, I also sounded like a sheep there. But thankfully, we got some upgrades to Sky Moore. Catching is a little bit of an issue for him, but realistically, I kind of want him to be that smaller type guy that can just route run his way into any situation. So, route runner it is. Speed upgrade. That's not a bad upgrade. 92 speed. We take that. Of course, Andre Sisco is a 74 overall. Maybe even argue that he should be starting over Tyson Anderson, but Tyson Anderson's speed is just unmatched. Tutu Atwell, we're going for deep threat just because we want him to be a bigger deep threat and more importantly get his release up. which to release puts him at 56, which is just awful. It's so bad. Newhouse, thankfully, is, he's a little injury prone, but his injuries are pretty minor, thankfully, but it's kind of only a matter of time before it becomes more than just a minor injury. Keenan Woodley doesn't go up in overall, but goes up in temp, and obviously with this kind of an upgrade, you would assume technically he's still, improved. That medium route was a nice upgrade. He's still a bit of a project, but obviously has all the tools, has the dev, the youth, the potential is there. Of course, a speed upgrade for Ben Mason probably doesn't matter as much for him. Ben Barch, the guy that kind of got benched, could come back in at some point because Chris Paul has been really bad at left guard. But in fairness, Ben Barch wasn't much better when he was the starter, if anything worse. And then Kellen Mond, a guy that could still be a candidate to be traded at the deadline, gets to 70 overall with a couple of, under pressure type things. Here we are at home. Obviously, it's kind of a brighty time situation. I feel like this would be a great primetime situation, but the Cardinals game was a primetime, which just didn't make sense because they were not a good team. I know they kind of see us as a bad team pre-season, but obviously we had the potential, and we're so far living up to it. Obviously, we have a chance to have the worst scenario possible happen, and that is our win streak ending against the division rivals, who would, of course, take the division lead because they would have the same record and the tiebreaker with the extra divisional win. I don't know, once again, if they've played any division rivals, but beating us in general, I think, easily beats our random win against a random team, right? So, a random division rival member, unless they've lost 2 division games, which I don't think is, that's very unlikely. But, of course, Dallas coming in with lots of hopes as well. They have a really good team, like we said. That defense is great. Dak Prescott's decent. James Conner is actually surprisingly good. Receivers, they definitely need a receiver in the offseason. If they can, draft somebody with some potential, they could be a scary team, as, Mark Andrews is already a whole handful himself, but he doesn't really have a whole lot of help, right? He's got a little bit of speed with Will Fuller and Lockett, but those guys are aging. Will they even be here next season? Who knows? But all of that is future talk, as right now, here we are, going against them. Kicking to start it off once again, which I will say definitely worked in our favor, as the pressure was just so high on them after they made that huge pick 6 mistake, as Cisco's going to stop into the 16. Very similar start to last week. I'm just saying. Obviously a definite better team on paper, but still, or not. 12 interceptions for Dak Prescott. Have we played? Is this the team we actually beat earlier? I really should know these things. I'm just being honest with you, but it seems a little early to be playing them both times already before this. Oh, wow. Did you see that? Of course, like we said with James Conner, surprisingly talented. Comes away with a gain of about 8. Of course, looking at his season totals, they run the ball a lot with him. He looks pretty good. Drake Jackson going against a very solid left tackle, burning him. Maybe that was the plan since there's a run opposite side anyways, so it probably doesn't matter. As we're going to get the sack with Brian Burns. DJ Fluker, of course, not the greatest player in the world at right tackle. Obviously, you'd much rather have the better left tackle than right tackle, so there's not much they can do right now, but definitely getting worked over early in this one, and we just leave that right side wide open. That is completely on us. Just saw the inside throw, and we just committed to it for some weird reason. Maybe overestimated Tyson Anderson's speed a little bit on that one, but it is what it is. Maddox double-teamed again. Feel so sorry for him. Like, Jordan Davis obviously had that situation against him, but at the same time, Jordan Davis is like that guy. Whereas Maddox, he's not that guy because Jordan Davis is that guy. So a little strange that he gets so much focus, but it is what it is. It's Jordan Davis will eat because of it, and it's a huge hit by Jabril Cox, but nonetheless, first down, Cowboys. Carmichael, who really hasn't done a whole lot as a rookie yet, is in there. He's going to run it up the middle. He's going to get picked up perfectly, and that probably is his coverage, but Stearns, the tackle meister himself, coming away with the tackle, but yet another first down. Speaking of Stearns coming in on the blitz, he does get in untouched. We miss hard as Lockett, who's a superstar, gets it to the 22. We are not looking good on defense right now. Go back to the money pool. Good old press man. It's worked out pretty well for us this season. It's a good cut by James Conner. And he's going to throw that. And for good reason, as Pascal just mosses Scott, but thought maybe he had a running lane. Very glad he didn't take it, but still, Stern's going to step up, and there is a wide open Mark Andrews. Not a bad recovery by Tyndall, who's still developing. Obviously, gains 8, but Mark Andrews is a handful for the best players in the league, let alone a guy that's only in year 2. 3rd and 2, speaking of now, going to step up, and Booker, what a play. I thought he just got beat. Like, he got beat. If there was more room, they're going to go for this. I mean, we're going to bring the blitz. I'm a little worried because Andrews can do a lot with a little bit of space. And now they're going to run it, and Tyndall gets there, but it doesn't work out. Maybe he should have tightened up a little bit more. We were kind of on the wrong side there. Cowboys getting a little risky, and it works out. Of course, there was more room for Will Fuller. It wasn't this close. Wow, what a clothesline. Will Fuller probably scores the touchdown on Booker, but Booker, utilizing that boundary line, turns around at the perfect time and almost picks it, which, of course, would have ended this drive that is still going on. We miss with Jordan Davis, but good teamwork to limit James Conner regardless. It is now a 3rd and 5. Still worried about a potential run, though, so we're going to stay a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage with Anderson. And in pretty good coverage. Nobody up. Move, move, move. He's going to go for it, too. That's pretty clutch by Dak to just try to truck his way through. Now another 2-yard situation. A little debatable to see them, kick the field goal here. So close. I mean, I think this is a clear-cut every day of the week go for, but I guess they just wanted to guarantee points, and they did. They got him. Wangwu, who hasn't really been anything special, going to get a chance to return it deep. He has that speed, so you trust him to try and run it back. Of course, only gets to the 20, but still better than their 16-yard line start and our opposing team's last game's 15-yard line start. Of course, Curtis Gamble over with the touchdown-to-pick ratio. Not at 500 anymore. Technically a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. I know that's not the craziest praise in the world to have, but it's still really nice. I like it. Of course, Ferguson going up against Lattimore. I just don't like that matchup. It's so tough. To the outside, Sky Moore. Nice looking route there. Gains about 10. Of course, looking at his season, not particularly spectacular, but he's able to help where he can. He comes up with a lot of clutch plays. So if the yards aren't there, the production is still technically there. As we are going to have a wide open tight end. A little overthrown, but because of the heights, you don't mind that, right? Woodley can go out there and reach for it, gets it. And that's really all that matters is it comes down with a catch, right? Going to try to slide the protection right, but I don't know if that actually matters. It might just be for pass protection. Nice spin attempt by Hawkins, who didn't actually technically go down, but some other player kind of ran into his knees, and it kind of counted. Play action back to that left side. The comeback route has been really good for us. And we're going to throw it again, and he just burns him every time, gaining a lot. Sky Moore is a pretty good route runner. You got to give it to him. I mean, even Claypool was able to burn on those, and Claypool was pretty bad of a route runner. Got another comeback route. Don't know if we're going to hit that. He is kind of open. And that's just damn near a freaking fumble, honestly. Kind of threw that backwards. But if you instead of throwing it like hardcore, if he just flips it to him, maybe you're looking at that. That's going to be a tough one. Ooh, that was close. Good catch, Sky Moore. Maybe you're looking at a completion for some yardage. Going to be a tough look, but we're looking for the underneath. And we're going to get that underneath. Once again, a weird look, but it looked like a late hit as well. They got in there pretty cleanly, but I did feel like it was a little late that he actually hit us. Kind of happened last week as well, but it was a little bit more bang-bang. That one definitely looked late. Of course, looking back at it, it absolutely was late. As you can see here, the ball is out. I mean, he's like, it's not like it's right here he's diving at him. He's still going. I mean, I give from that angle, it's a little tough to see if he maybe pump faked, but you should see the ball's out, right? I don't know. He just takes his eye off the ball and almost takes Gamble's head off his body. But regardless, first down and yardage after the fact. And once again, Paul cannot hold his blocks for crap. Maybe next time, legitimately hold your block, if you know what I mean. You never know what you're going to get away with. I'm just saying. 2nd and 9 with the heavy formation that they're running as well. Jerome Payne grabs the big man and throws him back, gaining only 3. Other side could be a quick throw to Woodley. It's going to be not maybe quick. It's also not going to be a very good play. So we're going to gain literally nothing. That's going to be a field goal to tie the game. Maybe should have went with slants as they were bringing everyone up. I don't know if they actually blitzed, but they sure as hell looked like they were going to, and I thought maybe a quick throw to the outside would have been the right call, but probably should have just went with the slants. Especially for us, it just seems like slants just wins every time, no matter what. It seems kind of busted, actually. As nice tackle by Tyndall. Drake Jackson kind of lend in his body to trip him up, if you will. Not intended, of course. Not intended, of course. Why would you trip someone? That would be unethical. Of course, it's gonna be pick six for a second straight week by Steven Booker, the rookie, who is just killing it. This guy is special. Unbelievable. Dak Prescott doesn't see him creeping, and he just jumps the route. I get it, right? You're thinking man coverage. It's going to be very tough for him to make a play on that. Probably threw that early anyways. This guy's a freak. Defense putting up more points than both offenses combined so far with that pick six. Of course, Cowboys going to look to run the ball after a really bad decision. Kind of taking the ball out of Dak's hands here, if you will, if you're them. Which, honestly, you see the season he's having. It makes sense. I mean, he's kind of unpredictable in a bad way for them. As over the middle, he has the ability. Obviously, he throws that in there, and he's making some pretty good plays outside of that. But you just have that stupid decision that just leads to a touchdown. It's unforgivable stuff. This is a pretty good chip. Burns can't get up in time. Maddox. Booker? No, Booker doesn't go up for him. Tyler Lockett really trying to bail him out on that. Of course, you can see Gamble is getting hyped as he's looking at a potential 5-1 start, giving him a 2-game, maybe 2.5-game cushion on the division. He's trying to get those players hyped up. Can't get through there with Jordan Davis. It's a really good play with Will Fuller getting pummeled. But regardless, he is, first down guy. It looked like he was kind of taunting us there. He was like, oh, yeah, you hit me hard? Look at this. First down, punk. It's like, okay, relax maybe a little bit. Burns, nice push inside, but obviously it leads. It also leads to that as Tyndall kind of close to pulling a Kiko Alonso there a little bit. Being traded a bunch of times, not hitting Joe Flacco late, clearly. 2nd and 3. They haven't really run it as much as they normally would. Nice job, Burns. It actually kind of missed tackle by Booker, who's been really good at tackling this season, surprisingly missing it, but maybe forced him to look back to that left side. That was a quick read as, once again, it looked like he was about to take off, but he decided not to last second because he saw Burns smoke the right tackle. That looked like a false start. Perfect coverage on the running back. Pretty good blocking, and good job by Wade. Thought it was going to be Booker. I was like, no way Booker gets burned that hard, right? Like, Booker's really reminding me of Jair Alexander out here. I don't even remember how tall Booker is. He might actually be like 6'1" or something, but still to the outside. Stearns can't get there, but doesn't need to as James Conner gets led out of bounds with a bad throw. 3rd and 11. Really haven't blitzed this game. Haven't needed to, but we're going to go for it here. Tyndall. And I knew that was going to happen. Nice little job to almost knock that out. For some reason, I don't know if, Booker's injured or not, which I don't think he is. It was Scott versus their best receiver outside of Mark Andrews. And I guess it doesn't really matter anyways because Woolen gets burned on the exact same look to Fuller this time. Bringing everyone up. Kind of ready to stop the run. Hoping it is a run. It's going to be a play to the fullback, and Stearns, considering the size difference, does a good job. Like me at Christmas, taking down the ham. 2nd to go from the 4. Up the middle. It's going to be a pitch play. We have this red. He's getting stiff-armed. James Conner for the touchdown. Oh, my God. I knew he was a good goal line running back, but I didn't think he was that good. He just took the whole team and put them in the end zone. Actual putting the team on your back. That's crazy. Kind of holding the edge, kind of miss with Tyson Anderson, and he just barrels through everyone. All right, Dallas showing us how they can get down. That's kind of wild. Pitch play to the right, which, oh my, I was about to say, hasn't been great for us, but sometimes every once in a while it works. That was a massive setback. But, of course, it kind of sets up a good play with this as we're going to have more room to the left side. Atwell maybe going to make a play. And this time, if the pressure's too much, try to just throw it right to Woodley to just gain something. Instead, it's going to be a 3rd and 15. Once again, we're really just not getting blocks. Comeback route, the amount of first downs we've gotten on comeback routes, they're actually ready for it. And I think you got to just sacrifice the pick total. You dropped it. Oh, my Lord. I thought he caught that. I think he had the feet down. Really good throw by Gamble, of course. Once again, that pressure is just getting there. Best case scenario, you're throwing a Ferguson over the middle. We'd have to stand tough in the pocket, which you got a big guy like Deron Payne, who, does get the help. Hawkins, that is, going against Hawkins. Not the cleanest play, right? Of course, on the run, throwing as he's getting hit. Right on the money. And he had the feet. That would have been the craziest catch. Of course, it was almost actually intercepted. So, I suppose at the end of the day, could be worse. All right, let's see what the punt god has got for us today. Not a great job by Scott. Ball stays in bounds. Scott does just enough, though. Scott was kind of getting bullied all the way down there, just like he did on that huge 3rd down conversion to Lockett. But, of course, we know his role. His role is playing the slot corner spot, kind of rotating out, and the special teams guy, obviously. Good job by Woolen to just take down everyone, basically. Woolen is so big, dude. He's actually massive. Look at him. He's literally the biggest player on the team. This guy's insane. Bulked up hard for us. And Booker, no! That could be a touchdown. Running all the way to the 20, you got to give it to him. The amount of curl route, interceptions and pick sixes he's had, you don't yell at him for that ever. I'll fire whoever it is on the spot if they do. Almost had a chance at it. Probably should have. He should have just committed. I think he was too worried about giving up a play like that. Almost a face mask call there. Kind of worried about maybe giving up the big play, but in the end, gave it up because he was hesitant. I know you don't want to be classified as Trayvon Diggs. Who does? But I think you just got to go for it. Yeah, you got to be fearless. 2nd and 11. And once again, maybe a little too fearless that time as Booker's going to get burned on the curl again for the touchdown. We're in man coverage there. We're pressed up. Don't know how we're getting burned on these curls, man. But speaking of maybe too hesitant, too conservative, offense maybe too hesitant, too conservative, got to start going for it. Of course, absolutely nuts play by Lattimore. That's just busted. He's just like, we start the drive out again with a loss of 5. But that time, it's just not a bad play call. It's just an insane play by the defender. Oh, this is Woodley every day of the week. It's a little overthrown. He drops it again. 3rd and 15, read option. Maybe looking at that outside. You got to do better than that. If Woodley holds his block there, we maybe get the first down. 3rd and 15, you're trying to waste some of their timeouts because we're just incompletion pass over incompletion pass, Trying to waste some of those timeouts. It was a pretty good call. It actually had a chance to score. Of course, this time Scott does a really good job. They're really ready for the block more than actually returning it. And Tyler Lockett does an awful job of letting the ball just carry him out of bounds. That ends up becoming an amazing punt. Of course, we do get ball at half, so even if they scored a touchdown here, we're not super worried, but let's try not to do that if you guys don't mind. As Brian Burns is going to get the sack. He misses. No shot. Look at this. Gaining 13 because Brian Burns can't tackle. Dak didn't even try to, make a move. He stood still and just threw him to the side. That's that quick throw to the left side. Jabril missing. It's not really necessarily his fault, but they're trying to hurry up to the line, trying to make plays as they don't want to waste that last time out. But they're being maybe a little too nonchalant still. Quick throw inside. That's just a dumb play. I'm not really sure what you're getting out of that. Of course, still going with that cover 4 look. At this point, I almost feel like they're desperate to just go deep. So I prefer to, if they get the field goal going underneath out of bounds, fair enough. Uh-oh. Maybe not like that, though. Good job by Wade. Wade's that man. All right, bring in the blitz. And it works. Well, it maybe doesn't work, but it's the right decision. as they run the ball. I don't know what the hell they're doing there. That is just strange. I mean, we know Dallas's ability to make the right calls in crunch time like that in the 2-minute warning is pretty iffy, but I know it's that iffy. Like, that's really bad. Of course, looking at the numbers, they do have the yards. They have way more snaps than us. And really, the only kind of production we're getting scoreboard-wise is defensively. They're locking us down right now. We're changing our game up to throw it medium. And once again, it may cause some interceptions, but we may have to get risky. You know, barring that interception, you take away that pick six, and we could be in a situation down 21-3 like last game, where we were up. But this time we would obviously have the ball, but still not much better. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Going to that outside. And tries to get that spin. Doesn't work. Gains literally nothing. Come back around on the left side. Tutu Atwell on the interior drag. If they leave more, we throw more. If they cover more, Woodley should be open. And that perfect. I mean, that duo is starting to get hot. They are really starting to read it. Of course, you know, both teams kind of failing on those kind of comeback curl style routes. You know, one or the other. I mean, if they're going to beat us on it all game long, this is not, I'm not going to take that risk. Talking about taking the risk, maybe should have just taken Woodley early. Would have had, you know, maybe 3 yards, but we're not taking the risk on that. That would just be dumb. Hawkins, my pre-snap read without a doubt. And he's pretty open. And he catches it in stride. A good throw. You know, Gamble's been a little iffy on throws here and there, but that was a perfect throw, and that one mattered the most. Super heavy formation, trying to change it up a little bit, try to run the ball a little successfully. And Gibbs going to gain a lot, gaining about 8 on that. Their DT Rankins, who's pretty good against the run, comes out of the game. Not bad for us, obviously not them, but that's kind of the whole point. 2nd and 2 from the 34, going to run it again because of that news, and gain about 5, but it's going to be a hold. How is the first holding call after Rankins is out? Their backup's a god. And it was the guy that he actually replaced. Our freaking right guard choked. I don't like it. We just take the sack. Should have just thrown it away. 3rd and 8's doable. 3rd and 25, although last week would, you know, beg to differ, not so doable. This is probably going to be the first interception of the game. I'm just going to be honest with you. Probably going to end up just taking a shot to Ferguson here. Actually, we'll go Sky Moore, and he misses the throw. If he hits that throw, we may have a field goal. Instead, it's a punt. Of course, let's see what Matariza's got in the leg anyways, which is an okay punt. Oof. Lockett almost just got killed. Bringing the pressure on 1st and 10. Going to drop back. That outside, we just got him. Of course, it's going to lead to only 5 yards anyways, but we just got there with the pressure. It looked like a blitz, but not really. We're just hoping we get back there in time. We got some athleticism there. And Scott overran it. It would have been pick. Scott played the slant so well in man that he was in front of it. That's crazy. Going to be looking for the blitz here, hoping to get in there to cause some troubles, and we have an awful angle. Of course, Jabril Cox will catch up as he's just faster than James Conner, ironically enough. And now Jordan Davis is injured. Kind of what we get for talking about their DT. Of course, their DT is a backup. Didn't play as big of a part, but still. Kind of deserving. Kind of deserved. As Burns going to get in there. Burns misses him. No way. End zone. Moss touchdown. Dallas. No way. Defense getting beat there, unfortunately, but obviously the problem with this game so far is the offense. Offense can just not sustain a drive, and we just can't score. Dislocated shoulder. We're just talking about, the dislocated elbow thing, missing multiple weeks. I thought the shoulder was easier to deal with, so hopefully that's the case, but I guess only time will tell. Returning this kick, maybe not the smartest thing, but once again, when you have an offense playing the way it does, obviously this hurts it even more, but at the same time, if you don't believe in your offense, you're hoping for some sort of miracle regardless. And here, Woodley? I mean, Woodley's wide open there. Holds on, a little risky with the rack catch, but I mean, just so much space. If the safety takes the wrong lane or somehow doesn't see it or misses the tackle, Woodley's going. Had to go with the rack catch there. And there goes 2-2 Atwell. And another missed throw. What is happening? Gamble played perfectly last week. This week he's playing awfully. 2nd and 10 after what should have probably been a first down. Going to go quickly. That one I can understand. But ironically, that's the one he hits. Under pressure immediately. Gaining 9, though. Got a lot of really good players out here. I really want to throw this to Ferguson. He looks so open, but I'm going to run it anyways. And smart call. Going to hurry up, though. They're not ready, so I want to go back to it. That's a crazy play by that guy. He's pressing the outside corner slanting, and he makes the play on him. I mean, I don't know what world, unless that was cover 2, that he would make that play. Hawkins, of course, really good job by that backup DT that we were talking about. He does a really good job there, but thankfully Hawkins has the speed to get out there. Came with this formation before. We gained 8 on it, I believe. Let's try to do it again, as we're actually going to get a lot better blocks than I would have thought, gaining 4. Read option is not going to be the call here. We're going to go with the play action look, as they're kind of coming up. Maybe have a chance deep with Ferguson. And not really, but he's going to try it. Good try by Ferguson. Lattimore, man, that guy is... he's something else, dude. He is tough to deal with. Like, he is absolutely baiting the hell out of us. And we're just about to throw that. I mean, once again, like, what are we supposed to do there? Like, I get they maybe, confused us a little bit. But they didn't blitz. We got to do better. If they're not actually blitzing, we got to do better. Stop them. Woodley, maybe? I think we're to take that. And he holds on! What a dot! That is crazy throw. Of course, the defender kind of beat. Couldn't really turn for the ball because he was just trying to catch up to the guy. Woodley coming up clutch on that play. And Jesus, man. Chris Paul is just not that man. He is just not that guy. Double cross. That out to Ferguson might as well just not exist. Let's go with the curl to Sky Moore. Probably looking for the running back here. And no, we're not. We're going to leave the tight end because they left the tight end. I don't know why I said leave him. We're throwing it to him. To the 9, Woodley waking up a little bit. Kind of, fell asleep the last couple of weeks. Coming up big in this one, though. And here, going to go with the play action as they're stacking up hard. 2-2 Atwell, and he misses a touchdown. I actually can't believe this. The RPO look. I mean, they're not really ready for it. The outside, Atwell gains about 2. Was going to just hand it off, but the way it was blocked up was actually really good. I thought maybe we had that shot, but apparently not. Could be looking for Hawkins, but obviously Lattimore's over there. And they're going to leave the tight end open again, and Woodley will score. I don't understand how he's getting so open. Woodley on the drag routes has been filthy. Obviously got that huge 3rd down conversion with the streak look, but still, just the drags have been killing it. And of course, Wade misses the tackle. But more importantly, like, I get it. Wade's going against James Conner there. It's expected maybe even to miss him, but where's the help? I mean, we have players right around him, and they just don't engage. They're just like, Sean Wade's got it. That guy's never had troubles tackling before. Of course, great job by us with that outside look, but unfortunately, the other outside, wide open. Andrews, once again, maybe not a crazy game for him compared to Woodley, but just leaving some of the best players on the field open. Tyson Anderson maybe doesn't get him, but he sets it up for Tyndall. Anderson, of course, pounding his chest because he knows he was just as big of a play, part for that play as Tyndall was. But here we are, start of the 4th, in pretty much field goal range. Trying to maybe knock him out of it or force a tough field goal. Just don't give him another touchdown. That's all I ask. Of course, they're going to run it again, and that is just, wide open. Tyson Anderson, once again, another guy who's had tackling issues. Could have very well easily given up the touchdown there. Thankfully didn't. Keeping our drive, our 3 points allowed drive alive still. Basically the start of the 4th still, and once again, Stearns missing. Nice tackle by Tyson Anderson again. Just killing us up the middle. I get Jordan Davis is injured, but, we're blitzing. We're bringing linebackers. Can we do something? Can we please stop this from happening? That's going to be a quick throw. Booker trying to reach way out of position, but it didn't really matter as it's going to gain about 6. Dak had that really stupid pick 6, but he's bounced back perfectly since then. He's been great, hitting every play that they've had. And Burns is going to get locked up. James Conner reaching. Think he's going to be slightly short. He is. 3rd and 1, and I mean, this is a play you would love to just run commit, but you can't. To the outside. No way he holds on to that. And it's going to be a touchdown. I thought Jabril maybe had a chance at a pick, let alone a knockout. They're going to review this, and honestly, with how close they are, I kind of wish they wouldn't have. I thought it was short too, but I would have never challenged it in a million years. When you're literally a yard short, fresh set of downs, what's even the point? And of course, adding more insult to injury, they're going to call it short, which, I mean, at this point, we're obviously going to just go all out. As what's the point of not trying to? Turn around! Good defense. Tyson Anderson's got to wake up, though. He's got to wake up. Carmichael in perfect coverage, though. That's really beautiful. Run commit this time. We would love to have Jordan Davis. Browning! Okay, maybe I got a little carried away. Maybe there is a chance to stop him. Of course, wasting a lot of clock, so maybe you kind of debate what's more important, but a chance, nonetheless. Chance to get off the field here with only giving up 3, which could be huge. And we do. Wow. Togiai coming in with the sack. He's like, you benched me for that rookie guy? How many sacks does he have? Because I just got 1, and I've barely played. Chance for Wade to block it as well. Doesn't. My man's has lost his touch. 6 minutes left. Down 10. Still doable. A bit of a different game this week compared to last week, believe it or not. As Nwangwu is going to get a good look at it. Taking it all the way to the 33. Of course, not a great kick in general, but took a pretty good lane there and had a chance. Of course, we don't absolutely have to only throw. It's going to be what I'm going to look at, but you don't have to only do that. And is that 2-2 again? It's on the money! And he gets tackled down to the 14. That play is kind of juiced. Like, we went to that last game and it came up clutch on 3rd and long. That's kind of busted. I got to bring Tutu out there because I want Ferguson one-on-one. Never mind. Quick throw to Woodley, who is going to score. They're bringing a lot of blitzes, and they have worked, but maybe not in that situation, as we score almost instantly. I mean, like I said, the way that we were getting locked up earlier, I mean, we did say we maybe need to be a little more risky, and we have been, but their defensive play calling has been super iffy. Of course, speaking of, Woolen missing the tackle on the wide open slant. I mean, that was a 20-yard gain. Talking about that risk versus reward. Time to go back to man coverage. Press man, hoping for the best, man. Inside, Tyndall. Come on, help him. Nice hit, Tyson. Still gains 4, but someone's got to come up. I mean, that's a really slow play, because obviously it's not easy to be stiff-arming these kind of big players. Drake Jackson getting locked up. Please, Booker. Good try, Booker. Got beat. Took a long time for Dak to see it, because obviously there's a little bit of pressure coming off that edge. Now a 3rd and 7. We need the heat, boys. Come on. And we're not going to get it, and we're going to miss, and we're going to miss again. Huge hit by Booker, though. But once again, with the time left, if you're able to hold them to the field goal, you get one last shot on offense to win the game. Of course, 5 wide, up 3 is a little questionable, but we're not really good on 5 wide anyways. So, and they're going to go to the quick throw outside. Probably the pre-snap play all the way, trying to get, just us off balanced. Of course, luckily for us, though, he does go out of bounds, so maybe a questionable call no matter what. And that tight end just burns, but they're going to leave it. And that's really good coverage by Woolen. There's nothing that can be done there. They're a really good route running team, but that's just a perfect ball. Perfectly timed, perfect ball in general. And they're going to once again go with the 5 wide, go with the inside shade. No, the touchdown. Hopefully we have another quick drive in us, because they just put up a quick drive for a touchdown again. Probably should have went for 2 to try to cut the field goal deficit. It's probably late for that now, but oh, man, our defense is not. Our offense played really bad throughout, which led to a decent lead for the Cowboys, but giving up 34 points is not a good look. The offense didn't throw a pick 6 or anything, right? So Nwangwu getting another decent chance to return it, takes it to about the same spot, 32-yard line. They're definitely playing more lax. Obviously, looking at the difference. More incompletions, but a lot more yards. The risk has absolutely outweighed the reward. No, that's the other way around. Yeah, you know what I mean. To the outside, Tutu Atwell going to turn it into a gain of about 5. You know, mix it up a little bit. Still gets out of bounds. It's a decent gain while stopping the clock still. This play, I'm going to be honest with you, has never worked, but maybe we got a chance. The outside, Woodley holds on. Good play. We hurry up to the line. Get the quick throw underneath. To the outside again, and Woodley's got to get... Woodley's not really running the route. He's rounding the route. And, like, just think about how hard that was for me to say without, like, stuttering or something. Like, that's crazy. And I did it for him. Is that a touchdown? No way he baited us that hard. No way. Was that underthrown? There's no way Malik Hooker could get to that. There's no way. Was it underthrown or was it just too late or something? Let's take a look at this. Pre-snap. I mean, that ball doesn't need to go to the end zone, in fairness. We did bullet it to the left. Damn, he baited the hell out. Nah, it was underthrown, in fairness. He throws that to the top left. I mean, we went with the bullet pass, but it just didn't get there. Third down, we're going to be running the slant. Because once again, they're playing a little scared. So I kind of expect the slant to just get open here. And we just got sacked instantly. I don't think anyone was open anyways. Trayvon Walker with the sack, 4th and 19, and obviously we're going for this. Not really sure what to run, but we're going to be running the verts, I guess. You know, we're just going to have to take the shot if we can. Just block. And we're literally... Throw it up! Switch! And of course it's going to be picked off. We literally got instant rushed again! Good job by Gamble, who just, I mean, he just tried his hardest there. I mean, I'm not even moving. I'm literally, like, this is where the natural drop happens. And the left tackle's already beat. The left tackle, who is absolutely better, gets beat immediately. Gamble obviously makes a crazy play. I don't see the underneath of Sky Moore, but I don't think it matters anyways. That cornerback peels off. I chuck this up to Ferguson, because he obviously has that look. And just, unfortunately, we got, you know, on the run, fading backwards. If he's on the run, running into it, I think he gets it up there, but unfortunately can't. Sky Moore doesn't, you know, he tries, but doesn't really get there. Puts his helmet right on the cockle, but doesn't work. And unfortunately, it's not only going to be a loss, but it's also going to be the first interception of the game for our rookie quarterback, Gamble, who had to take the gamble, ironically enough. Still not over, but we're also going to be pretty realistic and say that it's pretty much over. 2nd and 6, bring in the blitz. No choice, obviously. Read option, and please just, I mean, like I said, it's pretty much over, but can we, like, not physically make it over, if you don't mind? You know, we'd like to come away with a little bit of pride, have the fans feeling a little bit of hope, perhaps. Of course, could be the quick throw to Connor. And it is. And he's going to go out of bounds, which increases our odds like tenfold. Of course, not really going to get much of a chance to run it anyways, return it. So we're going to bring the blitz and hope for the you know, you never know. You know, mishandles it. Who knows? Try to fair catch it. Couldn't. Nwangwu gains a few. But, I mean, if you get a crazy play, you know, that goes for a ton of yards early, you could still play defense. You know, obviously we'd go for the onside kick regardless, but you could still legitimately play defense to get the ball back, which is just crazy to think. Please hit that throw. We were not meaning to be freaking on the move. It's a good throw. Could you imagine? You just run the ball, and, I mean, our chances are literally, like, gone. We're going to take that one-on-one. That's a big guy. Of course, he knocks it out. Ronnie's a pretty big guy, too, himself. Guy more on the C route. Obviously, no point in running that with the inside press. We're going to hope maybe he just wins his outside matchup. Doesn't. Nobody's winning anything. It's going to be a throwaway, forcing a 3rd down. And that is a great play by Ferguson. Oh, no! You've got to be kidding me! Paul is the worst player on this team. He just sold. I just hope Tucker misses now. Oh, my. Maybe didn't need to worry about that. It probably wouldn't have mattered anyways. We'd have had we would have had a minute with 2 timeouts. He absolutely just sold the game. We get the kicking unit out there for the field goal within 20 seconds easily, but now the game's literally over if we don't get this because of him. You've got to be kidding me. The man misses blocks left and right, and then he gets injured in the most critical point of the game. Oh, Bruce Sternum. I do not care, dude. Oh, my God. We would have had a chance. Like, that's just wrong on so many levels. Like, of all the, like, if it was, like, somebody that actually mattered, fair enough. It wasn't, though. They're actually going to hike the ball without kneeling it. What the hell? Of course, there's no point in call timeout or anything other than showing frustration, which I don't want to show to our division rivals. Should have went for the damn touchdown after that, to be honest. At least stat the pads a little. Pad the damn... God, one of them, you know? Pad those stats, I suppose, but... Oh, that's a terrible way to lose. Once again, it would have required a damn near miracle anyways, but I would have taken that miracle chance, 15, 20 seconds to take a shot to the end zone, gamble. He's got the arm. We've seen a couple of guys come up with some decent catches, got some decent lanes in the game, but fortunately we're going to lose the game. We just too little too late, to be honest. Earlier in the game, we just didn't put up enough points. We finally picked it up in the second half, but it was just too little too late. And of course, the difference in pressure, they just absolutely smoked us in that one. And I did change the sliders from last week, but I didn't change any sliders that would have affected the things that affected us. The pass rush, I didn't change any of that. The only thing I changed was I made it where they can cover a little bit better, and I made the punt power / accuracy perfect for the AI because it just sucks at punting. But Gamble, under that 60% completion percentage mark that he just loves to dwindle on. Of course, that interception's super unfair on him, just chucking the ball up under pressure. Of course, looking at Hawkins, awful game running. I mean, we just couldn't run the ball. I mean, we just couldn't. Gibbs, lucky to get what he got. That 8-yard gain should have probably been like a 2 or a 3. Woodley with his 11 catches for 157 performance, 2 touchdowns. Pretty much means nothing, unfortunately, but maybe he gets a dev up or, breakout next week. Togiai and Burns with the only sacks of the game. Of course, Booker with a pick 6. The guy's insane, but unfortunately, we're going to lose our first game like we were talking earlier in the game. The worst thing that could happen is losing your streak against the division rivals, and that's exactly what happened, which is going to lead to them leading the division. It's not going to be much of a lead, but it's still a lead. Thaddeus Carmichael with 3 to zone coverage, and then Sean Wade, I suppose the best upgrade for him, who is a slot corner, is to get a slot corner upgrade, which gives him +3 to man. And that, unfortunately, is going to be the result of Week 6. It was a great game. It's still a lot of fun, and I don't think we can really be too mad as long as we turned it around a little bit, which we did. We were able to adjust in the second half, and was just once again too little too late. It's kind of the motto of this game. But regardless, we still gave them a fight, and kind of got unlucky as well. Kind of a couple of catches we could have caught that would have changed the game, and the pass rush, the linemen, oh my lord, they're so awful. Of course, as far as injuries go for Jordan Davis, it looks like it's a non-factor, and McGrone, who's just a special teamer anyways, will be back next week. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. I really did. I mean, it was definitely more enjoyable than last week, even though last week was a huge win. It's still, it's fun to play against good teams and compete, right? Because beating a team like the Cardinals really doesn't mean a whole lot for us other than the win column. When it comes down to assuming at this rate the playoffs, you're not going to be playing games against teams like the Cardinals, so games like those really don't help us, whereas a game like this helps us because it, iron sharpens iron or whatever the hell the Rocky IV or whatever. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, once again, I really do appreciate your continued support. Of course, maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PK Players for non-Madden, and that's about it. Thanks for watching. I'm not sure what would be tomorrow. Maybe more Nighthawks. It's kind of the quote-unquote off-season for Madden, so I don't want to upload some bull crap. I'd rather just play the franchise, having a lot of fun with this, so hopefully you guys are as well. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video, but until next video, see ya!